see so. Oh, it's fabulous! A strike to get you up off your seats.
Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social. This is the West Ham at home match preview.
Hello.
And I am joined by the boys, Jack and Ben. How are we, chaps? I'll start with you, Ben. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Yeah, good. Looking forward to the weekend. Don't know if I'm looking forward to Dr. Brighton playing against West Ham, but the game's the game. Just got back from Newbank, Ben's open workout, which is quite cool.
Yeah, buzzing for that. Can't wait for that.
So
fight.
those highs are now talking about Brighton and back to those lows, back to reality. So yeah, all good though. Can't complain. It's a good experience. Also saw Toby Aldred, friend of the show from
12-man tweets.
Yeah, I was gonna say 442, but he's not. He did not make 442. Yeah, 12-man tweets. Yeah, saw him there.
Nice.
Doing
Shout
social.
out to Toby.
Shout out to Toby.
Love that. And Jack, how are we today, mate?
Yeah, good. I was going to say, for the first time, Ben's replacement is able to appear. She's not very...
Oh, yes.
Do you have anything to say to Ben?
Wanker.
Yeah, Beans.
Got no fans.
Oh, Beans. That's it. Beans. I knew that.
Beans. Oh
Beans.
my God.
Welcome back to the show.
Whoa.
That was specifically for the one Palace fan who randomly said "nice Jack." So Jack.
Yeah,
thought
some
he'd
guy
try and
like
entice
turned
the
up.
Palace fan back.
Some guy
the
turned
point.
up, like, into the comments to, like, send us hate and was amazed by the beauty of my cat.
Yeah.
Which
Shout out
is
Beans.
something I respect. Yeah. So, yeah.
Lovely pussy on Jack Albion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
You had to bring it down. You had to bring the tone, didn't you, Ben?
Had to
That's just
ruin
what
it,
he does.
man.
Just what he does. Right.
How are you,
Anyway. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
good.
yeah,
thanks,
how are
mate.
you, Maz? Yeah.
I'm good, thanks, boys. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, no, I'm going to Amsterdam this weekend, so sadly, probably going to miss the game because I am going to Ajax versus
in the corner.
No reefers from me, Ben. But I might have some CBD, actually. I might have some CBD just to chill me out a little bit.
Fucking, what's it? The other Scout boxer. What's his name? Anthony Fowler over here.
Oh, yeah. Selling the CBD. Yeah, hopefully he's not got a store.
Yeah.
in
And Paul
Amsterdam.
Merson.
Yeah,
Did you see Paul Merson's video? He's on a plane. He was like, "Hi guys, just sat down on the plane, feeling really calm, no anxiety, just taking my CBD," and like posted it on Twitter.
Also,
like,
another friend of the show, Claudio once recommended that I use CBD oil, which was the least expected person that I've ever thought.
Well, Joe, it is quite good for people that want to chill for a little bit and don't want the other.
Yeah, I
effects
need it at football.
Yeah, the other effects that weed gives you. But anyway, so I'm going to Ajax Rotterdam and hopefully catch the Ben Eubank show and obviously watch the Brighton game at some point if I can.
Hopefully, Brighton can deliver the same high as Amsterdam does.
Yes, Ben. There's the pod title. Love it. Right, let's talk football, boys. Let's talk about why we're here, and that is, of course, West Ham at home. Now, listen. It's not been good for us. Our form has been absolutely woeful since the international break. I think that's the best way to put it. We've been keep getting told it's going to change. We're going to see a reaction, but we just haven't seen one as of yet. However, West Ham also come into this very badly in form. They've lost their 3 out of their last 6 and drawn 3. So they're also on a terrible run. And they are languishing at the bottom, just above Ipswich. So, things aren't going well for them. However, Ben, Dr. Brighton, could it be another appointment for Dr. Brighton, or do you think we can turn things around finally?
Part of me thinks it's going to be 3 Dr. Brighton appointments in a row, which obviously no one wants. The only shining light, Maz, is the return of Graham Potter. And if we're not going to see a reaction from the players, that's certainly going to deliver a reaction from the fans. That's the only way I can imagine us finally having a good atmosphere back at the Amex. Let's run it back to Chelsea back in, what was it, 2023, 2022? I can't remember what year it was. I want to see that again. I want to see that level of hatred and animosity toward Graham Potter and his side. Doesn't matter, it's not Chelsea anymore, it's West Ham. We hate West Ham anyway. We usually like playing them in the Prem. But they've had a few decent results against us recently. But I want us to deliver an unbelievable performance and laugh in the face of Graham Potter once again, because it's been a shit season for him. I just really don't want Dr. Brighton to turn up and help Graham Potter.
Yeah, and talking about our form, Jack, we've also, like Ben said, the last time they came to the Amex, obviously it was a 3-1 win for them. I think Jared Bowen was on the score sheet that day. Yep. Ward-Prowse, Antonio, and then Pascal
Gross
Gross.
conversation.
Yeah, gross consolation. And then the last time out, our last 2 Premier League games at West Ham have been draws. So do you see it any differently, Jack? Do you feel like, we can get back to winning ways? It's, again, another game where we look at it, you look at it on form. I know we're not on great form, but you look at West Ham's form and you think this should be, hopefully, a positive result come the weekend.
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? Like it's we're coming into it in bad form. I think a lot's been said about the form, especially on the match review. I do feel like I'm sort of going in circles with saying the same thing, so I do want to be a bit more positive about stuff. Look, I think there's no perfect time to arrest your form. I said that against Leicester, didn't I? And that went really well, didn't it? So I think we've got to. I think Fabian is, he's been given 3 opportunities with teams in terrible form, and if he wants to turn it around, he's had a 3rd chance at giving it a go, so he's really got to get a reaction out of the players. But you know what? I think it's a perfect game to do it, up against Graham Potter. Hopefully we make it a nasty, hostile atmosphere. Let's see. I'll see that when I believe it. But, why not? Why not? Let's go into this with a bit of positivity. And it's saving our season, We keep on being given chances by Bournemouth and Fulham, and they just keep on giving us the opportunity to crawl back in it. So we're back in it again, aren't we?
We're back. We're back, boys.
We're back. Well, interestingly, I don't know if you guys saw Fulkrug's post-match comments, which was really interesting actually, because he basically just blasted the team. He said that the team aren't playing how the manager wants them to. He said they were shit. He was very, very scathing about their performance. So you think that they're now going to go into this game as well looking for a reaction, Ben. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a West Ham side that have got a point to prove, because they are just above Ipswich in the league. And they are on a torrid run of form. What do you think they'll be looking at players like Fulkrug, Bowen, especially Kudus, in those attacking positions to basically hurt Brighton, or do you feel like we can nullify their threat going forward?
I feel like we can nullify the majority of them, but Jared Bowen is obviously the main one. He's an unbelievable player. Should be nowhere near the bottom half of the table. He should be playing for a Big 6 club, in my opinion. I say Big 6 because, well, maybe I feel like a Villa even. Looking at top 6, top 7, he should definitely be in that sort of area of the table. Kudus, he's had a pretty torrid season, like most West Ham players, to be fair, but we all know that he can deliver in moments. And when he can deliver, like our friend Maz Stew says that he's a world-class player when he does deliver. So on his day, he can cause us some serious problems, and he can cause a lot of teams some serious problems. So those players, I don't know if we can nullify them if they're playing well, to be honest. Fulkrug, don't really know too much about him. I just know that he was like the one German striker that could play for Germany because they lack number 9s. I know he's very, very slow and that sort of thing. So I didn't think he was ever going to set the Premier League alight when he did join.
From what I've read, or from what I've seen for West Ham fans, they're liking him at the moment. They're saying recently he's been involved, not necessarily with goals, but apparently he's pretty good in the build-up play. I think he's got a few assists now. I think he's sort of slowly starting to find his feet, because obviously he was injured for a while as well. So, I think he's...
They haven't much to go off, to be honest, though, because obviously Antonio's been injured since December after the car crash. Thank God he's okay. And then Evan Ferguson, we were worried that he was going to be really good under Potter and worried that he was going to help West Ham take over us in the Premier League. And how wrong were we? He's been absolutely non-existent pretty much for West Ham. I think his first 2 cameos, West Ham fans seem to like him, but since then he just has not got a look in, and he looks like the Evan Ferguson that's been with us the past years, which has been really disappointing because I really wanted him to kick on. As much as it was weird saying I wanted him to perform well for Graham Potter, it was obviously going to be massively beneficial for us in the long run, and unfortunately we haven't seen that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Jack, talking of West Ham as well, and I talk about their attacking threat, or in terms of their attacking players, defensively, we've not been great recently. So how worried are you? Because obviously Van Heck, if he's still, fingers crossed he's recovered from his head injury, but let's say he's not fit to play, we're going to have to be looking at maybe Baleba again at centre-back, or Cashin maybe making his debut. Again, defensively, we haven't looked up to it. And what do you think the solution is to try and make us a bit more defensive?
Give it Charlie Tasker to the end of the season.
He didn't. As much as I'd love to see Charlie Tasker play, I think that time has passed now, because I don't think centre backs is really his position. So I wouldn't want to see him in centre back. Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Like I do worry big time. I think you said about Bowen. Bowen's one which I do worry about with our very static centre backs. I can just see a goal like Mbuemo's first goal at the weekend, where it's just drift between us. Quick, low centre of gravity, just sort of can get round. Good finisher as well. Since Bart seems to have just given up on saving stuff at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating. So yeah, it's looking a bit bleak, isn't it? But not giving you many. But there are plenty of players to worry about. They've got attacking threats, but they're not performing, are they? We know what Graham Potter's like with sides. He sort of comes in and they just become like so difficult to score, don't they? Like they're literally. It seems like he's got some sort of like hoodoo over every team he goes to manage, where they just have this kind of inability to score goals, and who knows what it is, because even when he gets top talents, he can't get them scoring. So, yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? So hopefully we can find our scoring ability instead of playing the sort of crappy version of Potterball that we were playing anyway.
I know another player. This is probably would be the ultimate Dr. Brighton ever. James Ward-Prowse has been stuck on one behind David Beckham for Premier League free kicks for maybe like a year and a half. I remember I made a graphic for Sport Bible in preparation for it, and since then he just hasn't done it. It's been insane. I could probably try and find the date when I made the graphic. Stuck in the drafts, ready to go. And yeah, he's been from Southampton, he's been to West Ham, he's been to Forest on loan. Now he's back at West Ham. That would be the most Dr. Brighton ever for him to equal the free kick record against us.
Talking of set pieces, Ben, I wanted to ask you actually, what are you worried? Because they've got players. I know Souček hasn't really been starting, but aerially they've got Fulkrug, Souček. They've got they've got Mavropanos, and they're setting back to Debo. They're a physical side. Do you worry about those set pieces? If Ward-Prowse does stick one in the box, whether it's corner, free kick, how do you think we're gonna deal with those set pieces?
Oh, sorry if you can hear the noise of my housemates having a little party in the other room. I don't know if you can or not. But no, I think they can definitely cause us some issues. We've been pretty terrible at set pieces the past couple of games, leaving markers, Norgard just having a free header, Dunk leaving his man against Leicester. West Ham are a pretty aerial dominant team, especially with like Fulkrug. He's a big man to mark, so they can definitely cause us some issues. I did just find the graphic. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp, but I made the graphic on March 7th, 2023, so he still hasn't broken that. So it would have been around that time.
That is mad.
He still hasn't done it, which is insane because he was going on an unbelievable run of scoring all these free kicks.
Fingers crossed we don't give him an appointment at Dr. Brighton's office and he comes in with a free kick. Fingers crossed. But no, that is one of big worry for me, is that those set pieces, because like you said, Ben, Leicester and Brentford have both taken advantage of that. And then going into this one with the players that are on the pitch for West Ham, they can definitely hurt us. So, it does worry me. But however, let's spin it back to hopefully some positivity. We saw Mitoma come on, Jack. He looked really, really good in that second half against Brentford. We had some good players off the bench. Thanks, Ben, for that. Yeah, we get it. You've done a graphic. Yeah.
Well done. You're good at your job, Ben. You are capable of doing the Ben.
Well, clearly not, because I've cursed it and it hasn't worked. So I'm really
well done, Ben. You can put that on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, back to the West Ham preview. So, like I said, Jack, Mitoma looked really, really good when he came off the bench. A few of our substitutes actually looked quite lively and, it looked good off the bench. So, for this game then, Jack, with our, João Pedro suspended massively. That's another big loss that we haven't talked about yet. But how do you see that front forward line looking like now with João Pedro out and hopefully Mitoma back?
Well, I'm going to go out and be a bit bold. I think we need to change it up a bit. I think we need to change something. Something's not working with this sort of 4-2-3-1. It's just not yielding the results and the movement and the free-flowing attacking that we think it will do. I mean, as much as everybody sort of took the piss with the whole where's our striker gone at the weekend, we actually played some of our best football when we sort of changed that up a bit and we came in with a different formation. So for me, I think I'd like to see us just sort of start. Let's just go. I think a big thing that we've needed to do for the last few games is just go back to basics. So for me, a basic 4-3-3, simple
4-2-2.
stuff. Not quite 4-4-2, but the 4-3-3. Three central midfielders. I think if we get Belieber in there, Hinshelwood and O'Reilly to sort of play that role, maybe with O'Reilly in a little bit more of an advanced role, with Mitoma and Minter in the wings, with Welbeck in the middle. I think we're fucking we're cooking on gas. So yeah, look, just do the things that we know we're good at doing well. I think Pedro missing is weirdly not a massive loss. I don't think he has been quite at top form recently. He couldn't score an open play against Leicester, which wasn't as much as he scored 2 penalties, and I do dread to think what will happen if we get a penalty next week.
I was about to say, if we get a penalty, we're screwed.
But yeah, no, I'd just like to see us go back to basics and just sort of stick with that midfield, and yeah, maybe shift Hinchelwood over to right back again, or Weaver. I actually thought Weaver was all right at right back, so I wouldn't be against starting him there again. And I think there's rumours Veltman and Lamptey could be back, aren't there? So that'd be really good to see. Fingers crossed, and then it opens up so much more possibility for us. So yeah, I think we just need to go back to basics and just they're a team that's in such poor form, and we've said this over the last few games. Let's just not overcomplicate it, not do anything. I don't want to see us doing all these magical systems. Just do what we're good at. We know we can do it. We can just coach to a really simple win, and then we're well back in Europe, and then we can sort of kick on with a little bit of confidence. So yeah. That's what
I think that's it. It's the confidence we're lacking at the moment. Just a win will do us absolute wonders. I think,
massively.
Get us back on track and hopefully try and secure that 8th position. Because at the moment, no one seems to want it. Bournemouth, Fulham, us, no one wants it at the moment. So someone's got to take the ball by the horns and just set some dominance. But Ben, just quickly on that, what Jack said, and I agree. I was actually about to suggest a 4-3-3 because I think maybe try and get some numbers in the midfield. Try and nullify their midfielders and then sort of go on from there. But yeah, Ben, would you like to see a 4-3-3, or would you have any other differing sort of views on how we set up and how we go at it?
No, I agree with Jack, but straight away, if Veltman's fit, bring him straight in. I mean, that's a no-brainer for me. If that isn't the case, I don't know. I feel like would Hinchelwood be better one-on-one with Kudus on that side than Watts Weaver? I feel like Kudus can just turn Weaver inside out. I thought Hinchelwood might have that little bit more pace to keep up with him and a little bit more agility to be able to deal with him. So maybe I'd have Hinchelwood right back instead, even though, I do agree with Jack that Weaver definitely was better. Talking about grabbing the ball by the horns, I was looking at the Fulham and Bournemouth fixtures. Bournemouth have got Man United at home, and they'll probably be resting some players ahead of their game against Bilbao in Europe the following Thursday. So that's probably going to be a depleted Man United team. So Bournemouth, you could be saying they're going to be getting at least a point, 3 points there. Fulham have got Southampton away, so they're probably getting 3 points. So it really is, actually, if you do want to keep in the mix for this 8th position, it really is a must-win, to be fair. So yeah, let's grab the ball by the horns. Let's switch it up and hopefully get the 3 points.
Especially, we've still got Liverpool to play. I know hopefully by then they'll be on their holidays, hopefully.
Well, it looks like it could possibly be tonight, couldn't it?
Well, yeah. I don't know, what is the score at the moment? It was 2-2 when I last checked. Let's have a look quickly. Yeah, it finished 2-2. So, yeah, I think they're 1 win away from winning. Oh, actually, have they won it? Okay, no, yeah. They're 1 win away, I believe, mathematically. But it's pretty much done, isn't it? It's all done tonight because of Arsenal's draw with Palace. So there you go. They just need 1 point and they're done. So hopefully they'll be on their holidays. They've got Spurs on the last day. They are pretty crap, let's be honest. And if they've got a cup final, if they're in the Europa Cup final, they might have one to prepare, so they might rest some players. So yeah, all 3 sides, I think they've got winnable games in the run up. So yeah, I agree with you, Ben. I think we need to win on Saturday. We keep saying that. We've said that for the last 4 games.
It's officially over if we don't, surely.
I mean, it's one of those age-old questions. We flip-flap every game, don't we? We're like, it's done. Yeah. Then we're like, it's going to happen, and it's like, let's just take it game by game and let's see where we are come Sunday. I think that's what we need to stick to.
I think I do agree with you, Maz. There, I think there's no point. We're in such a tight area of the league now. It is just about winning the next game, done. On to the next one. Like I said, I'd love to see a reaction. Fabian's done a lot of talking about the reaction, and I think a lot of his motivation skills are going to come into question if he can't motivate the team against this poor West Ham side. He's got us in this position, and if he can't motivate the team up to that level, then there's a lot of questions hanging over him for the rest of the season. I think with me, and I think probably climbed down a little bit since Saturday, and I do think he'll get another season. I do think it is right that he gets another season, but no win on Saturday or no win for the rest of the season, and he's definitely looking in shaky territory. But I believe that he's not an idiot, and I don't think he's an idiot, and I think he's watching the teams, and he's watching what we're doing wrong and what we're doing right, and then hopefully he changes it up. But yeah, it's not quite a happy-go-lucky looking into this game, really, is it?
Yeah. And
Even
beyond
even
that,
the games
though,
I mentioned. Sorry, yeah, Ben. I was just about to say. Even we got Wolves and Newcastle as well to come. Which Wolves are the informed team in the league at the moment. They're absolutely
5 in a
flying.
row.
Yeah, and Newcastle obviously chasing that Champions League spot as well. So yeah, we got a really tough run in. This game on Saturday just means a lot if we do want to try and secure that 8th position. So yeah, it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go down to the last couple of weeks. I think
Last
to
day,
see
yeah.
who. Yeah, last day potentially. Just obviously depends on how Fulham and Bournemouth obviously get on with their fixtures. But yeah, like I said, I think just take it one game as we go. Let's get the West Ham game over and done with, hopefully with a win, and just see where we are at the end of the
Whilst
weekend.
we're on the topic, can I quickly do this? So yeah, Fulham's running. They've obviously got Southampton away, Villa away, Everton at home, Brentford away, and City at home. I mean, how many points are they
it's
getting
tricky.
from them? There's a chance,
Yeah,
and let
it's
me
tricky.
quickly try and find Bournemouth. Someone say something in the meantime. Do some elevator music. Here I found
Shout
Bournemouth.
it,
Here we go. Bournemouth got Man United at home, then Arsenal away, then Villa at home, City away, and Leicester at home. I mean, they could be looking at
That's a tough run.
what,
Yeah.
6 points, maybe 4 points out of that if we're really hopeful. So
It just depends on
still.
what the other teams got to
Yeah.
play for as well. I think that's
Yeah,
another thing.
yeah.
If like all the Champions League spots are done pretty much, then they're probably going to down tools and get ready for next season. So yeah, let's just take it one game. I think that's the thing we've taken out of this. Let's just take it one game as we go, and we'll see how we get on after the weekend, really. But yeah, finally, boys, then let's talk about predictions. How do you see the game going, Jack? I'll start with you, mate.
1-0 Brighton.
Yo, you think we're going to keep a clean sheet?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a funny feeling. I think the way both teams are playing, it definitely doesn't scream high-scoring game at the moment, does it? Like, I'm not expecting a goal fest, or maybe a 2-1 or something. But yeah, I don't know. It's not screaming, festival of football, is it?
No, it's two teams low on confidence.
Football will be the loser
bad.
in this game. Not football will be the winner. Football will be the loser.
Mate, what was the game? It was the 1-1 game. It was the 1-1 game last one.
Oh,
at West
God,
Ham.
yeah.
It was one of the worst things. One of the worst games I've ever watched in my life.
I think that's one of the shortest podcasts we've ever done, just for the sake of there was just nothing to talk about.
It was a terrible game. It was a terrible game. So yeah, fingers crossed it's not like that, Jack, like you say, and hopefully we do edge it. But Ben, how do you see it panning out?
Sorry.
Keep it up.
Yeah, sorry. No, it's 10 past 10 and I was past my bedtime now. I'm getting old, boys. I'm seeing it as a 2-1 Brighton. That's what I'm thinking.
Nice, yeah.
I
I'm going to go with Ben as well.
Because our defence is a shambles, but we will score.
I think this is the big thing for me. This is before, I'll just quickly say it. Yeah, I agree, Ben. I think it's going to be 2-1. But this is my biggest worry at the moment. It's just defensively. We just look so poor. If we can just shore up that defence, like you said, Ben, earlier, if we can get Veltman back in the side, I think he's going to shore things up so much. He's just so solid. He's like Mr. Reliable. Obviously, he's been out for a while, so you don't know how he's going to come back. But if he comes back in the same form that he left us before his injury, then yeah, that will be a massive boost to that defence. And it means that Jack Hinshelwood can play in midfield as well. Fingers crossed. So yeah,
and it means maybe Minter has a little bit more
2-1.
freedom to just attack and properly go for it, because he knows that he's got a solid right back behind him.
Great point. Yeah, great point. Yeah, gives him more freedom going
Let's
forward.
film at 10 o'clock every week if I'm.
Yeah, I know.
What's
We all
going
seem
on?
to be actually talking sense.
Yeah,
Not saying anything reactionary or bullshitty. So I know.
Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It's a win all round, boys. So fingers crossed it does come true, and we do see a reaction finally from the team, from Hurzeler. And like you said, Ben, let's get the crowd behind the team. It was a bit toxic towards the end of that Brentford game in the away end. So fingers crossed we can turn that around and make it a bit more positive, especially at home, and get those home fans supporting the boys as they do usually at home. But yeah, let's just make it an interesting atmosphere for Potter's return once more. But yeah, boys, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you after the West Ham game, depending on where I am.
I was going to say one thing is the context of whatever Maz has just said. Me and Ben could not hear at all because he just cut out and the whole thing. So I'm sure what it was when he was going to end is very good.
We all agree.
Yeah, we all agree with whatever Maz just said.
It was just like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, definitely
Yeah,
agree.
definitely
Thumbs
agree with
up for that.
Yeah.
Right. Peace. We'll see you hopefully after. Well, we'll see you after the West Ham game at some point. And peace out.